And welcome to Random Number Generation. I'm Skybilz, your host, and this is episode 80, Pokemon Crystal Full Item Randomizer with Keyzeron. Before we get started, here are a few announcements on behalf of Games Done Quick, as GDQ 2023 is coming up May 28th through June 4th in Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you're interested in attending the event, registration is now open until May 7th. Go to GamesDoneQuick.com for more info. And this upcoming weekend, get ready to go fast. May 6th through 7th, we are having Sonic and the Parallel Worlds, a weekend-long event featuring Sonic fan games, mods, and more starting at noon each day. Use !Sonic in Twitch chat to learn more. And with that being said, Keys, how are you doing? It's wonderful to be here with you this evening.
I'm very happy to be here. I'm very happy to be on the show again. Always love being on your shows, and I also love playing Pokemon, obviously. So this is going to be a good day.
Absolutely. So earlier, Keys was testing for First Step. I don't know how much is revealed about what y'all are doing, so I'll kind of keep that on the down low. But I was watching Keys earlier this morning doing stuff to kind of preview the First Step coming up on Thursday, and we were getting ready, and Keys is like, I might be a few minutes late to call time. And I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking about when I was watching Keys earlier, I'm like, something's amiss with this seed. I cannot believe something absolutely went wrong there. And it was with a randomizer of sorts. So, Keys, we're really hoping for some better luck here. Like, that's all I want, you know, especially past some of the tech stuff we had going on here. I'm hoping that we got all of the bad RNG out of the way. So... We're gonna have a good run. I agree. And there's a story behind this, but I want to let Keys get started. So on your count, and then I want to talk about how we got into this episode, because this is funny.
All right. Well, before I start, just want to remind everyone real quick, because I have done Crystal on the Hotfix shows before. Don't mind this screen. It's part of the modification of the game. It's just a bunch of quality of life stuff with a check value, just in case you're doing races. You're not really going to miss much by not knowing what's on this screen. So we're just going to go ahead and start, and then I'll explain everything as it happens. But I'm good to go in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we have hold the mash, which is nice. I don't really have to do much. I can hold B and get through all of this. And then for the sake of trying to reach a good time estimate, I did change things around a little bit. I do have the bike early. Normally that's an item that I have to kind of look around for. Okay, well, we're just gonna get our first badge right off the bat. That's great. All right, this gonna be a great run.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so the entire purpose of what I'm doing, it's full item randomizer. So every item is randomized throughout the game, including key items. The goal that we're going for is we're accomplishing 3 goals, essentially. We have to find a way to get past the Snorlax, which involves the Pokegear, Radio Card, and Expansion Card. We need to beat the Elite Four, and then we need to beat the Super Boss Red. Every single seed is different. The way we get to that point is going to be different and random. Pokemon are going to be random. Movesets are going to be random. Also, I have a 50% level boost just for the heck of it. We have 2 badges already. I don't even know what to say about this.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, right now, the name of the game is just make a little bit of progress and hopefully find a better Mon than what we have right now. This is not a very good one.
Don't like fish?
It's not that I don't like fish. It's more... Quillfish is more a physical attacker in this game, and we had nothing but special attacks. But yeah, when I say that any item can be anything, I mean that. As you can see, what was normally the Pokegear from Mom was a badge. What's normally a potion from the Aid was a badge. I don't remember what that item normally is, but it's a gold buried for us now. And the neat thing about this, I don't remember if I've done full item rando for other shows besides TFS, but the neat thing about this is it also has shop sanity. So all the items in the shop are also randomized, and it's going to be pretty wild. We could find key items there. I can find stuff like rare candies, so we can have like a really easy main swap. We could find a bunch of free master balls, so on and so forth. Got a full heal there. In terms of items that aren't key items, just anything helpful. Anything like, full restores or healing in general. Pokeballs, because we're not guaranteed to have Pokeballs in the mart. Okay, healing item. Good, good. All right, we're at our first mart, which has a lot of checks. We already have cut, which that's interesting. We don't need the item finder, but I'm going to grab it anyway because I can. We're going to go ahead and buy 1 Ultra Ball just so we can main swap. Another thing that I have that's kind of a quality of life thing is I have 100% catch rate on because it just really isn't fun to lose time if you're just trying to catch something.
So, before we get into the thick of this randomizer, I do want to say how this episode came about. So, I was watching Keys one afternoon doing this. I hadn't seen the full item randomizer yet. And I swear to goodness, within like 5 minutes, Keys must have found at least like 5 pieces of mail, which is also, incorporated into the system here. I don't know how much mail's in there, but it was a lot for a small time period. And all I could think of, nice badge. All I could think of is the Blue's Clues song to sing about the mail signaling and Keys being a good sport. Sang the mail song from Blue's Clues, which I still have on a clip.
That's funny.
And I'm like, Keys, we need to do this on an episode because I can't look at these games anymore without seeing the mail, without thinking about Keys singing the mail time song. So, oh yeah, Keys' hair color is very cool. I really like it.
Yeah, I got it done recently. I missed having the colorful hair, so I went back to 2016 Keys. All right, so we got to do something neat there that I've actually never been able to do before. Since we got Hive Badge and Cut that early, I was able to skip every trainer by just cutting that tree. I don't want to use this Quillfish. I really can't emphasize that enough. So we're going to spend a little bit of time trying to find something better than this, especially since, as I mentioned before, we have a 50% level boost. So we really need a pretty decent Pokemon to survive. Flareon could be one. One thing to note is, like every other randomizer, there's always a form of logic behind everything. It's really near impossible to break logic in Pokemon. Like, most of your actions are going to be within logic. The only thing that's really out of logic is what I'm doing right now, just going into a dark room without flash. Obviously, I'm able to, go through and grab this item, but the way that the randomizer actually looks at the logic of the overall seed, I'm not expected to be here yet. So if that was a badge or a key item, the game wouldn't expect me to have it right away, so it would just kind of be a bonus at this point.
Oh no, here we go again. Someone said when I was in second grade when Blue's Clues first aired out. We're not even 10 minutes into this dang show and chat's already making me feel old. Oh my gosh, Keys.
I watched Blue's Clues, even though I was probably too old for it because I liked it.
Yeah. It
was a fun show. It was like one of my favorite things to watch.
I'm amazed. I remember like almost every single song, probably because they did them in every single episode, right? But
what in the world is this seed? Okay, you know how you're like, you hope I have a good seed? Well, yeah, we really are right now. I've never seen luck like this.
That's good. No, considering what you went through earlier, I want nothing but the best seed for you, genuinely. So please continue to have a good seed, Keys.
I'm going to try my best. So as everyone's seen so far, we've had shops filled with a ton of key items. Because of the shuffling of the shops and everything, something like Pokeballs I just bought because, we had... Oh, am I going here? We had no clue if we were going to get more or not. We don't have escape ropes yet, which is weird because normally you can buy escape ropes in the mart that I just left. But, obviously that mart didn't have any, neither did the prior one. So there's actually 4 checks that aren't available to us that normally is. I'm going to catch a couple of things and hope we find something good. I would be remiss not to catch this Porygon too because Emre would be very sad if I didn't.
And what do you name your Porygon 2s? What do you and Emre name the Porygon 2s?
I usually name it Paradox, which I took from them. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Porygon only has Crunch, but we do have this Strength HM, so I'm going to go ahead and teach that. We're going to roll with the Porygon. We're going to make it work. One of the big strategies in this is finding something with a decent moveset that will, that's the third Vileplume we've ran into, something with a decent moveset that will help you get through the early game. And then you just hope and pray that you find early access into Kanto, because Kanto is going to have a lot more higher level stuff. You also just hope and pray that you run into a shop that has rare candies, because rare candies are super duper handy and super helpful. They're very expensive though. And because you're spending that kind of money, funny enough, one of the best items that you can get, that's unfortunate, one of the best items that you can get is the amulet coin, because you really want that money. We're just going to take this wipe because that fight went horrible. Just going to go back in, try a different trainer. There are items we can get here in Sprout Tower, so we're going to try and get through. I'm going to save before this trainer, though. We don't want to die too much because we want to be able to save money, but there's going to be some points throughout this run where you'll see me enter a center, then not enter a center for a very long time just so I can make that my warp and then purposely die in certain fights. Ow! This is so painful. Okay, the item luck has been good. The fight luck has not.
I mean, is it typically one or the other in your experience?
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
Usually.
So are you looking for a certain base stat total here?
Not really. The only thing I'm really looking for right now, we're just going to restart this fight. The only thing I'm really looking for right now is to just get some experience on whatever I'm trying to run, which in this case is the Porygon. And this area isn't required like it is in the remake. So Heart Gold and Soul Silver, you do have to go through Sprout Tower for the plot. But Gold, Silver, and Crystal, you do not. But there are items here, and then it'd be really, really wise to go ahead and try to get as much experience as you can. Yeah, to kind of emphasize a little more about the whole 50% level boost, these trainers are typically level 3. Anyone who is familiar with Kaizo, we're not too far off from that.
Yeah, kind of played a lot of Kaizo.
Yeah.
So did you. Why don't you talk about, Keys has actually done quite a bit. We've had Kaizo Iron on the show before. Keys, you should talk about some of your feats of strength lately. It's very impressive.
Oh, yeah. So I recently beat Fire Red Kaizo with a Tentacruel, and it was a really cool Tentacruel with pickup, so I was able to get a bunch of healing items from it. The pickup pool included lemonades and rare candies, so it was pretty much a spoon-fed win. Then I tried some Kaizo Gen 1, which is a completely different beast, but I was able to beat both red and yellow, and now I'm just stuck in Emerald. Emerald's very, very hard. I know that a resident Kaizo expert ADEF would agree that Gen 3 is difficult, but I think he had a much better go at Emerald than Fire Red, and I kind of had the opposite. Wow. Okay, so we're gonna leave here for now because we're getting absolutely demolished. So I'm gonna go fight a different trainer just to get a little experience.
I just saw the Tentacruel emote you have. That's really cool.
Yeah. I told everyone that if I beat Kaizo, then whatever I beat it with would become an emote. And then Emre made an animated emote for me, and it's a really cute emote.
Yeah, that one's mine that I just put in the chat.
Aw.
Yeah, I had a melodic. So we have that in common. We both had water type Pokemon.
Water types in Kaizo are really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Emre won with a Kingdra, so just continue the water trend. One of my Gen 1 wins was with a Lapras.
Oh, I love
water
Lapras.
types are just good in general. Okay, so we are going to fight this trainer if I can get to him. I don't know why I went through this way. I could have gone around. But this should give us enough experience to turn the tides a little bit. I was trying not to. I was kind of being a little stubborn. I didn't want to fight too many optional trainers, but it is what it is. Sometimes you do have to fight optional trainers because of the level boost. Look, we didn't die. We're making strides. Also, something that everyone in chat might have noticed that I haven't pointed out yet, it might look like the game is super sped up. It's playing at normal speed, but one of the modifiers is cutting out the animations entirely. So that's why like the health bar is dropping really quickly. And, you know, obviously I turned off fight animations in general, so we don't get any of those. So you're kind of just watching a screen just kind of blink away the health.
Kind of reminds me of like an old school RPG like Dragon Warrior or something like that.
Yeah, it just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it's an optional thing. You can if you want to do this yourself, you don't have to have it on that way. I just have it on for the sake of going faster.
You know, what's funny, I don't know who made that art of while Keys was, you know, I think Keys was almost at the win too for Ironmon. The one of like everybody kind of sitting there and everyone kind of going away with each win.
Oh, I made that.
Oh, you did make that. Okay, I just want to make sure. But yeah, you won soon after that, if I remember proper.
Yeah, I felt so bad too. I'm gonna toss some items here. I felt so bad too because Dangers won eventually, but Dangers got super duper close, and then I won, and he's like, "You messed up. This should have been my name."
Now we're all good to go.
Mm-hmm. The Dangers also did it with a Milotic, I think.
That must be a really common one. Melodic is so strong. So my Melodic had Drizzle attached to it. And it had Thunder, which you think would be good, and it did get me a lot of places. The problem is that works both ways as a pure water Pokemon, right? So that was something I had to be careful about as well. And I don't think I had that great of a special defense. So it was like the whole scene, I'm just kind of, all right, where's Thunder?
I think Fant was doing Ultimate, and I think she won with a Milotic as well. I think. Milotic's good. I like Milotic.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we did just pick up a TM. Hyper Beam. If it were Gen 1, I'd teach it, because Hyper Beam has a weird quirk in Gen 1 where if you get a kill with it, then you don't have to recharge, but otherwise I have no interest in it. But it wouldn't be like the worst thing to teach either. Actually, I might teach it. It would be nice to have, like, for lack of better words, like a bomb move. We're doing a lot better now that we got a little bit of experience in us. I kind of talked myself into it. I'll teach Hyper Beam.
So Keys, at this stage, like early on, what are you looking for? I know badges are good, HMs are good, so you can travel, especially something like Fly, for instance. What other things that might not be as obvious or straightforward would you like to see right now?
Well, it's kind of obvious, but like one of the items I'm looking for right now is Squirt Bottle, because that gives us oh geez, what do I get rid of? I'll just get rid of Hyper. We used it for one fight. Who cares? But Squirt Bottle helps us get to the other half of Johto. Some way into Kanto, like the train pass. Once we are able to reach Goldenrod, we can just take the train into Kanto, and that obviously opens up the map a ton. Us finding Cut so quickly is so unusual. Usually, if I'm asked that question, it's like either Cut or Squirt Bottle. But since we already have Cut, we actually have access to a lot of the bottom part of Johto. Let's see. Okay, Mega Horn would have hurt. Victory Bell has a lot of attack, but we're fine. There's another Victory Bell. It's probably gonna hurt a little bit. Didn't hurt too bad.
So is it safe to assume that this is your favorite Pokemon of all time? You know, anytime I see you be like, play Pokemon or be really passionate about Pokemon, it's usually Crystal. Am I wrong about that, or am I like
no?
Kind of on the right
Crystal
path?
is my favorite. I mean, I'm someone who thinks that Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then Legends Arceus. I think those two are like among some of the best Pokemon games that are out there. But I played Crystal a lot when I was younger, and I have a soft spot for it. So definitely would say Crystal's my favorite, even if I don't think it's necessarily the best.
That's the best
also,
though.
Yeah, it is. For sure. And also, I'm pretty sure this isn't an exaggeration, but I think between the years of like 2018 to 2022, I had the most hours streamed of Crystal out of any user on Twitch. I did a lot.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. There's so much to do with it. You get Kanto and Johto together. You get multiple generations of Pokemon to choose from, and there's just a lot to do, so I can understand the appeal, certainly.
Yeah, and in terms of like randomized stuff, Gen 2 feels like it's probably the most well-developed because it has the most documentation for any sort of modifications and stuff, so it's definitely the game from the series that probably has the most randomizer-based stuff. I mean, it's not like... Not to say that you couldn't do an item randomizer in like Red or Emerald, or you couldn't do like Bingo or just a regular randomized race or something, but I think Crystal is just outright the most popular game choice because of its vast scope and size, and also the ease of being able to get into it.
Well, hopefully someone who is maybe working on Archipelago development is listening. I don't think there's Crystal support for it yet, but I know that has been a widely requested. So hopefully we do get a chance to do that. I had some friends too who really enjoy Pokemon, and they were like, where's the Crystal support? And I'm like, I'm sure it's coming. It's pretty widely requested on the whole.
Yeah, the moment that it comes out for Archipelago, which if anyone in chat doesn't know what we're talking about, that's kind of like the multi-world thing where you can play randomized amongst other games. Like Sky could be doing Zelda 1 and I could be doing Pokemon Red, and I could have her sword, or she could have my Cascade badge. It's a lot of fun, but it currently has Red support for Pokemon, but it also has like unofficial support for Emerald, I believe, but it does not have support for Crystal yet. But if it did get it for Crystal, then you bet it'd probably be the only thing that I play for the next month.
I mean, it's fun, right? And especially with, and I'm sorry y'all are gonna be tired of hearing this, Tears of the Kingdom is going to be coming out this month in May, and, you know, some folks may want to enjoy that off stream and stuff, so we are looking for, like, you know, us as streamers, I should say, are looking for content outside of that, because that can be an easy game to stream. You know, a lot of people kind of want to experience it for the first time versus watching it, so I'm hoping that does come out within the next month, Keys, so then you have something to work with while we have that going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, so you got the egg here. So how does the egg exactly work within this randomizer?
Okay, so there's a couple of things to it. So one of the quality of life things that I have is eggs hatch faster. So this egg is going to hatch incredibly fast. Like it's going to hatch in the next like minute, maybe not even that. The egg can be anything, like any Pokemon you can think of. It can be Magikarp. It can be totally not randomized and end up being the Togepi like it normally is. It could also be a Mewtwo. It's always going to be level 5. So if you're ever to a point where you're kind of hoping that the egg gives you like a main swap, you're probably in a bad position. But yeah, it's about to hatch right now. Perfect.
All right, let's see what we get.
Oh.
Wow.
So we just casually hatch a legendary, no big deal. Unfortunately, I'm a little invested in the Porygon, and like I said, the Celebi's level 5. Celebi also, as cool as it is, has a really unfortunate typing.
Psychic Grass.
Psychic is not very good in this game, but it's gonna stay along as one of our HM friends, so it's gonna be in our team at least. Kind of funny though. It's always funny having a legendary be one of your HM friends.
Oh yeah. I can't say the full saying here because again, we try to keep it family friendly here on GDQ Hotfix, but I'll have you fill in the blank at least in your own minds here. So there's a saying when we play Iron Man, we say grass is fill in the blank. There's a reason for that. Grass is very weak against everything, right? So that is why Psychic Grass, and as cool as Psychic is, unfortunately, it's just not as busted as it could be. Now, I'm sure if that was like one of the dogs or a Mewtwo or a Mew or something along those lines, certainly that would be something worth considering. And I say worth considering because I know Keys certainly has an emotional attachment, and rightfully so, to the Porygon too.
So what I did right there was I saved before I entered the center. I mentioned earlier that I'm trying to keep my hubs in certain locations. So if I have to backtrack at all, if I either find teleport or if I take a purposeful wipe, I'll end up in Violet right now. That item check, you have to go into that center. So my hub ended up becoming that center. So I save before I enter it. And if it's an item I don't need, then I just reset. That way I can keep my hub in Violet. Eventually my hub is probably going to be like Goldenrod. But we'll see. Another badge.
All right.
So there's good and bad to getting all these badges. So once you get 7 badges, a few things unlock. Like you can make your way to Ice Path. There's also the rocket takeover at Radio Tower. If the game gives us a ton of badges early, my concern is that it's trying to tell us to do the Radio Tower early. And we don't really have a strong Pokemon right now, so that would be very, very problematic. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but we'll see. Let's see. We don't want Vital Throw. Let's see what this Mart has. This Mart has a ton of Ultra Balls. If I ever needed Ultra Balls, there they are.
Wasn't there like a meme about that going on earlier with the last time you were playing Pokemon Randomizer, the thing I was watching earlier?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Hobbs and I were doing Archipelago, and Hobbs kept sending me Ultra Balls. And it was funny because I didn't need to catch anything anymore, so it just ended up being like the most useless set of items that he could possibly send me. Do we have a berry equipped? Yes, we do.
It could have been mail. I'm just saying.
See, it might as well have been mail because mail isn't in red yet. So, but if Crystal gets added as a supported game, I have no doubt in my mind that Hobbs would find a way to send me mail, and lots of it.
Hobbs would be the mailman.
We did just get self-destructed on, and that was kind of scary, but we'll be fine. We barely lived.
We do have some healing items, though. You're not playing Kaizo, right? So, like, if you die, what is the worst thing that happens?
You just lose a little bit of money, so not terrible at all. Mm-hmm. I am going to organize my bag a little bit here. Anyone who's watched me do Kaizo, you might recognize how I organize my bag because I just do it the same way in every game I play. I always do healing items on top, status healing below, and then just kind of some sort of organizational thing otherwise. Oops. You're seeing me toss a lot of the status heals, which might look and feel kind of bad. But the big thing is we had these miracle berries that I was able to buy. They're 10 cents. They're 10 cents each. Super duper cheap. And we have 40 of them. And those are full heals. They're equipable full heals on top of that. Anyone who's more familiar with newer generations of games, they're Lumberries. So we just have an unlimited supply of Lumberries I can get. So for the sake of easing my bag space, because there is a bag limit in this game, I just throw away items. I could sell them, but, you know, sometimes I need to get rid of the items right away. Sometimes they're just not worth keeping to sell. Also, fun fact, Porygon 2 is more of a special attacker, but we're still using Strength a ton. That's mainly because Strength is stab. Anyone who's unfamiliar with the terminology, stab is same type attack bonus. So Porygon's a normal type, and Strength is a normal move. So Strength is normally 80 power, but because we share types, it's now 120 power. So it's actually still a strong move, even though it's not necessarily off of my strongest stat.
I never knew it was bonus. I always thought it was boost, but that makes way more sense to me now that I'm thinking about it.
Ouch. Cross chop hurts. See, it's funny that you brought up Kaizo because like you and I have been doing a lot of Kaizo, and just talking about Kaizo just makes me kind of paranoid. Like, oh no, I died. My run is wait, no, it's not Kaizo. I'm fine.
I've been watching you this entire time, and whenever you get low health, I'm like, oh my gosh, and then you're fine after that. But yeah, that's how you know you've been playing Kaizo for too long, is if you start getting like that reflex.
I'm kind of bummed that we have Strength, even though it's been helpful, because we just tried to learn Body Slam. Body Slam's more powerful than Strength, but I just don't have room in my moveset for it. Also, I'm hoping to not have to rely on physical moves that much. Honestly, at this point in time, I'm just hoping that we find something that's higher level that I can swap to. We will see, though. We still don't have mid-game access yet. The furthest we can go still is Goldenrod.
And what are you thinking about, where can you swap next? That's my next thought. So you say mid-game. Where plausibly could you change Pokemon right now if you were to get access to the right item?
Tackle TM, that's funny. So if we get the Squirt Bottle, then we don't really have that good of an opportunity to main swap. The best that we could do is try to get one of the roamers, which would be level 40. So ideally, instead, I want to find the train pass. That way we can get to Kanto. And from there, I could find a level 33 really easily on Cycling Road. Now, granted, there's always a chance that even though it's higher level, it's a bad Pokemon. But we still have a lot of places we can look. Cycling Road has up to 33. The route before that has up to 31, I believe. The route after that has up to 31, I believe. So it's a pretty decent spot to try and find something new.
Also, too, Keys is on the first step on Thursdays, by the way. You all should always watch the first step here on GDQ Hotfix. But Keys, you never get a chance to talk about yourself as a runner as much because, typically you're the host or you're working with Hobbs here. So I want you to take a little bit of time. What are you doing on your stream? What are some of your goals for this year? What would you like to share with the chat that you don't get a chance to a lot on first step?
Well, I've been doing a lot of Kaizo lately, as mentioned. I've also been doing a lot of the Archipelago stuff. I just want to continue to maintain what I've been doing this year. As everyone may be aware, that little thing called COVID that happened recently, it led to kind of a boon for a lot of streamers. Not something that's really talked about too much, but because people couldn't go out as much, online entertainment became king. And so a lot of us as streamers, our numbers were very, very good. And now that the world is like slowly returning closer to normal, Twitch and YouTube and everything, like numbers in general have just been kind of lower. So my goal this year is to just try and maintain how things have been going. Kaizo Ironmon's been like a huge savior for my numbers. So probably just a lot of that. Obviously, I don't want to do it if I'm not having fun. It is fun, to be clear. It is a ton of fun.
Also, speaking of things that you're going to do, I just want to take a slight segue here. Keys will be playing at Summer Games Done Quick, by the way. Keys, would you like to talk about that run just for a second, just to make sure folks know when to watch you?
Yeah, so I don't remember off the top of my head the time. It's like early to mid-afternoon on Monday, which I'm going to cheat and use the calendar, the 29th. I'll be running Ender Lilies, which is a really cool indie Metroidvania that I've played for a couple of years now. It's been out for almost 2 years. I think 2 years next month. Really, really fun game. Really, really underrated. Also a really, really sick speed run. Pretty excited to run that. I'm doing the All Spirits category, which is... I'm going to see if I could buy some heals or something. I don't remember there's heals here. All Spirits is kind of like a full game boss rush kind of deal. So you're going to see a lot of the game and you're going to see a lot of like really cool strategies and whatnot. I'm pretty stoked. It's one of the games I've been trying to get in for a while. At this point in time, the only other game that I want to try and get in, other than, obviously like fun Pokemon stuff, is I want to try to get Mega Man Battle Network 2 in. And then once I do that, I'm kind of at my happy place with submissions.
Hang on, there's one more thing I would like you to get in on a vested interest between us.
Oh, yeah? What would that be?
Well, Keys and I kind of want a Forbidden Memories rematch in the form of a Forbidden Memories randomizer. So the next time Keys and I can both make it to an event, let it be in person or online. We don't know what the future holds for us, but I want to definitely submit that with Keys. I want a rematch, but I want a randomizer. I want a little bit of a different twist on it because FM randomizer can be pretty volatile. We actually did that on a RNG episode like last year at some point. And I believe we did a best of 3 and just every single match we did was unbelievably close. I could not believe it.
It's a ton of fun. Like Forbidden Memories is one of those like, well, let's be honest with each other. Like it's not the greatest game, but it has such a good charm to it that it becomes a really good game. So like you don't really ever feel bad playing it. And especially with the way that our GDQ race went, I definitely want some form of redemption. Even if I don't win, Like if we ever get it in and we do the race, even if I don't win, I just want to have a good close showing.
That's what I would like as well, too. And I feel the same way. Even if for some reason I get demolished right at the end, I want a nice close race, you know? And with the way Forbidden Memories works, that death can happen at any point in the randomizer. So here's the thing. It's like, it's more stable than the vanilla game in terms of like, you know, you can progress. But at any point, if the game says no, I mean, even more so than vanilla, sometimes that game can really say no there, so.
I can't tell you how often I've done a randomizer of Forbidden Memories, and one of the first 2 fights has a Blue Eyes Ultimate.
Oh, yeah. The card that I would love, because it would cause a lot of dramatic flair, and that would be Swords of Revealing Light. You don't get a chance to play that as much, and that would be so much fun to play that against the AI on a big stage like that. You know, because memes.
Of course. All right, so we just got plain badge, which means I can eventually use strength, but we did get another badge. We also found the radio card, so we actually have one of our 3 requirements to beat the game already. Like, that was very quick. Now, more so than ever, I really want to find a way into Kanto, because the Snorlax that we need the radio card for is level 50. So that would be a vast improvement to our level, 23, 24, whatever. We have an option for a really, really good, strong Mon, or it might be really bad, who knows. But
My cat had to bring this up, Keys. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
Luck kind of rubber banded on me last week, and I did 20 A-Techs in 5 card, and I didn't get 1 Megamorph.
Wow.
In 5 card.
That's incredibly unlucky.
I know. I was somewhere between laughing and crying, and I think it was more towards the crying part, but yeah.
I don't blame you at all. Forbidden Memories is such an awesome game, but it's so brutal.
It certainly gives it and it takes it, and, you know, I know this seems silly, but the night before our race, I gave my my PS2 a talking to, and I said, all right, look, I'm going to be on like 2 hours of sleep doing this first off. Second off, you be nice to me, I'll give you a cookie after the race. I just flat out...
You bribed it. That's why you won. You bribed it.
Off looked at me from another room talking to this inanimate object, offering it a cookie, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to, you know, strike a deal with this thing. It's for charity, right? I think that not only did I bribe it with a cookie, I think that's why I got the first try Blue Eyes for the incentive, because... So Keys, if you're ever in a situation where you have to play a random game for charity, just have a talk with the game beforehand, and
I'll keep that in mind. Okay, so good news, we found a shop that has rare candies. I'm very poor right now, so I can't exactly afford them, but that's always a good thing to see. And we also found a handful of key items in the shop. We found Waterfall. We found Rock Smash, which isn't necessarily a key item, but it does help us find other checks. Escape rope's nice. We can do 1 check later.
Another question from the chat. When is MTG Rando? I want to tell you all, Keys has some really good skills in Magic the Gathering. Like, really, really good skills. I have seen Keys in action and always impressed. Keys is really good at strategy in general, and you see that from the Pokemon games. And just from, in general, just anything that involves like any kind of strategy, turn-based stuff, Keys is really, really good at it.
I need to get back into it. I miss Magic.
Well, you happen to be talking to someone who can get you back in the loop, so... Yeah. I know. Emre is really interested in the upcoming set, the like Lord of the Rings based one. Oh yeah, that one's not going to be standard legal, but it's still for like a fun format. It's supposed to be really, really good.
I'm excited for it. I get to buy Magic cards again.
Yeah, Keys and I are both Magic the Gathering players. I mean, and a lot of Magic the Gathering players are on and off. You know, it just depends on where you are in your life. And, you know, Keys is very busy with a lot of streaming, a lot of GDQ-oriented things. So, again, you know, a lot of folks are just kind of on and off from it. But yes, me and Keys are both very, very good MTG players. Last time Keys played, it was War of the Spark, and Keys flattened me with Teferi 3.
3 Fairy, my favorite. It's fine. The next set had Oko, and it beat me down.
Yeah, but Oko got banned within like 3 weeks. Teferi was legal during...
It turned everything into an elk. Unfair.
I remember you talking about elks in your stream. Oh my gosh. I remember this now. See, I get a lot of good memories. I always love catching up with you on these shows, Keys. Keys and I have a very long storied history of gaming together. Ah, goodness.
I can't remember which tournament it was that you did, but I remember we had that one weekend where I was specifically playing Esper Control so you can try to come up with like good counters for the tourney that you entered, and that was a lot of fun. We had a bunch of scrim matches.
I think that actually did help me because I remember playing in that tournament and it was pretty high stakes, and even just winning one match was $500, and I did win $500 when you helped me out, so I do appreciate that.
Yeah. All right, so this is oh, I hate you. Okay, so we have the pass, which is exactly what I wanted. We can now go to Kanto. We can get something really high level. As you notice, though, it costs $3,500, even though up to this point in time, key items were free. We call that the scam shop, where it's exactly what it sounds like. He charges you for every item, no matter what. And I don't personally know the weight of how things are priced out in his shop. I just know that it's horrible and miserable and costs me a lot of money. So we're now incredibly poor.
Well, I am going to conjure... Oh, hey, look, another badge. I'm going to conjure some good vibes, Keys, that you can get some more money in this game, or stuff that costs a lot of money that you can sell. So,
yeah, we did just pick up that nugget, so that's always good. I'm going to go ahead and... one, I'm going to make sure that my hub is here, and I'm going to heal. But since we can get to Kanto, I'm going to go ahead and rush over to the Snorlax. Because like I said before, it's a level 50. If it's good, then we're in very, very great position, and then a lot of the fights are going to be a lot easier for us right now. The game has opened up a ton without giving us a lot of Johto access. So because we have the pass, and because we have a complete Pokegear, I can access essentially all of Kanto, but I can still only access half of Johto. This is actually incredibly strange, but it's going to make for a fun seed, that's for sure.
Someone in your chat put the copy pasta down. You are now an elk. Feel free to poop anywhere.
Yep, that's Oko for you.
I forgot to also tell you, this fall there is a new Eldraine set coming out. It's Eldraine Wild, so we have to assume that Oko might make another appearance.
Oh no! I said I'm trying to come back. Stay away.
I'm sure they won't reprint Thief of Crowns. It'll probably do something else, if I were to guess.
I would hope so.
But yeah.
For our sakes, I would hope so.
That was the best text I've ever seen, though, Keys, the feel free to poop anywhere.
I remember reading, it was like a news article almost. Like it was satire, but it was a news article about Oko, and that's where that text came from, because it was like a full essay about the evils of Oko.
Oh my gosh.
It was really funny.
Meanwhile, Oko gets banned, and here's Keys on Teferi 3. I'm just like, oh no, Keys, why? Obligatory did you talk to mom question. I'm pretty sure Keys talked to mom together.
Yeah, we talked to her on the phone. Now, granted, it wasn't in a good way. He was like, why did you leave me without telling me that you were leaving? I forgot, Mom. I'm sorry. All right, so we are getting a lot of money now. So the money blessing is working.
Oh, good. I'll continue to channel that. And again, for the record, Keys already had a bad luck seed today. I'm just trying to give Keys some relief, okay? Look at the big Snorlax. I forgot.
It's so large.
I love Snorlax. Snorlax is such a... Chat, let me know if you feel like Snorlax is friend-shaped. I love Snorlax.
Snorlax is one of my favorites.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Shuckle.
This is not one of my favorites, though. This is actually not very good for us at all. So,
oh, no.
That's fine. We have other options. We're going to go explore those options. So, Shuckle, casually, fine. Kaizo, fine. Vanilla, not fine. It's all defense, only defense. No HP, no attack. And we need an offensive Mon. Like, if there's something I'm picky about, it's making sure that we have at least like 90 base offense of some sort, whether it's physical or special. Because, as mentioned several times already, everything's 50% level boost. So that means that the final fight against Red, everything's level 100. So you need to have something that can take other Mons down. And as much as everyone loves Shuckle, unfortunately, it is not the Mon for this game. Now, if it were Kaizo, I'd be jumping for joy.
Okay, I think my wallet might be in trouble here. I'm looking up Snorlax plushes, and oh my gosh, there's some cuties.
Okay, we have 7 badges now, which means that Radio Tower is open, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. We sure are finding a lot of items really quickly, though. These seeds tend to be either you snowball early and then slow down a ton, or you're very slow at the beginning and you snowball late. See what we can buy. Well, there's Fly. If I can find the Storm badge, then we can fly everywhere, which is great for movement.
I'm sad. I went to go look up the Snorlax Squishmallow because that had just come out. And they already sold out. Dang it, restock it. I want one. They're so cute. That's the problem. I can't go to the Pokemon Center site without putting my wallet in danger.
Yeah, I feel like I would be in the same boat.
Oh, they have a Togepi Squishmallow. It's not the same as the Snorlax one, though.
The Snorlax one has to be, like, huge, right?
It's not that big. I mean, it's a $30 plush, but it's not, like, absolutely enormous. Okay. But I want one, and they're somehow... It says new, and then it says unavailable with a purchase limit of 1. What the heck?
Unfair.
I know, right? I'm going to keep my eye on that site, and hopefully they come back in stock.
This is such a strange seed, because we don't really have a capable Mon quite yet. Okay, as mentioned before, we can find up to level 33 here, so we're going to go ahead and try to find a new Mon. I don't actually know if I want physical or special attacker at this point in time. I just want something that is higher level. That is not it. Also, we saved there just in case we get outsped and can't run away.
So, Keys, if you could have a life-sized Pokemon plush, so we've seen the Wailords, we've seen the Arcanines, what do you want a life-sized Pokemon plush? What would make your wallet be in danger?
Oh, dear. You know, if there's like a life-size plush of like Hisuian Zorua or Zoroark, I'd be broke.
That's a good choice. Mine would be a life-size plushie of a Dragonite or a Charizard. I love my dragon and dragon-adjacent Pokemon. I still say Charizard's an honorary dragon, even though it's not.
I agree with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so Houndour might not look like that great of a choice because it's not evolved yet, but it'll evolve in 1 level. It has Psychic. It also is about to get Surf because I'm about to teach that. It has really good special attack. It has pretty respectable physical attack. So we have a pretty good Mon. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. While I'm in the menu, I'm also gonna teach a lot of different HMs, just so we're prepared. I did not want to teach it to you. Porygon 2 is unfortunately probably off of our team now, just so I can have less space taken up in my party. If we get to a point where I have to wipe, then I want to make sure that I have less Mons available. I also saved again because if these items really aren't worth it, I can't really backtrack without getting in a fight. So these items were okay. I'm going to see if by some off chance we can beat this trainer, because if we can, then we have Fuchsia City access already. If not, no big deal. We'll make do. Like I said, I have that save, so there's absolutely no chance unless he has no moves. All right, well, yeah. Goodbye. I'm in pain.
Room-sized Lugia, Wailord. A lot of people like Wailord, so I guess they were right on the nose when they made the life-sized Wailord. Well, maybe not life-sized.
How big would that even be?
Yeah, I guess it's a life-size whale lord. You probably couldn't even fit in a house thinking about that. But I mean, like as close as it can get.
Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine like an actual life-sized Wailord.
It'd be like a bounce house almost, you know?
Yeah.
Like...
Exactly. Now, if I had unlimited money, I'd get one.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean,
Same
of course.
with the Snorlax beanbag chair, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I am buying this water stone. Might be like a strange thing to see me buy, but one of the secret rooms in Ruins of Alph, the requirement is to have a water stone in your inventory. So it's actually a very important item to find. And it can be anywhere in your inventory. So you're going to see me equip it on one of my Pokemon eventually, just so I can, have more inventory space. There's a couple items we can check out over here. If they're not good, I'm going to save and quit.
Richard says Keys could just throw it on his yacht, right? On the yacht.
The yeet yachts, exactly. Okay, not good item. I can leave.
That's the thing about the Pokemon Center website that makes it so dangerous, right? Like, plushies sell out so fast that if you find one you really like that's in stock, you have to get it when you first see it.
Mm-hmm.
I got, it's like a decent size of the Hisuian Arcanine that I have sitting on my stream setup. It's super cute.
Oh, Hisuian Arcanine's awesome too.
Yeah.
I love all the Hisuian forms, even if they're like not necessarily good Pokemon. I just like the design.
I didn't realize that Houndoom had such a cute howl motion in this. That's super adorable.
Houndoom's actually a pretty good randomizer Pokemon, especially if you can find moves for it. Its only problem is it's frail.
Yeah,
but I mean, everything is frail when everything's 50% level boosted, so...
But it's a good puppers.
It really is. All right, so right now we're not really making much progress. We're just kind of at the point where we're kind of just I'm gonna steal terminology from Hobbs. We're shotgunning right now. We're just doing a lot of checks all at the same time.
Oh, someone on social media already clipped the "here's the mail."
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna retweet that. That's good. I told Keys that might eventually be one of my alerts. I asked permission. I'm like, oh, good.
Do it. I'd love that.
Oh, goodness. So, yeah, it looks... I know you say that it's kind of turned into a weird seed, but overall, and air quotes, because I don't want to jinx your seed. Overall, it seems okay. So.
Yeah, like nothing too bad yet. As mentioned, since we got the 7 badges, that means the radio tower is active, which is a little unfortunate because if you don't have radio tower active, but you have the basement key, you can access the lower area with only one fight as opposed to several fights. But 1, that might be like a secret good thing for us because we need experience. But 2, we're not being forced to do it yet. We still have tons of checks. So right now, my strategy is do as many checks as I can that requires as little fighting as possible. And then eventually, we hopefully have enough money to where I can do a lot of these fights because I can buy a bunch of rare candies. Yeah, just overall, I did not need to repel again. That's okay. Overall, just doing as many checks as I possibly can. We're in pacifist mode right now.
So, I have a question. What does the end game look like? Because I haven't seen that. So, you get all the badges. Do you have to fight the Elite Four? Do you have to fight Red? What does that look like here from the randomizer?
So, you have to do both. You can have settings to where you don't do Elite Four, but I like having it as like that additional like challenge,
Yeah.
So we will be doing the Elite Four. I should not be fighting this trainer. That was kind of an accident, but that's okay. We'll make it work.
Typhlosion. I love Typhlosion.
Typhlosion's a good design. Fun fact to anyone who didn't know, Typhlosion and Charizard actually have the same exact stats.
Oh, wow. No, I did not know that. So, see, that's why I love Pokemon. There's just so much to learn about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of funny that they have the same exact stats.
Emery says, once again...
I don't know if that was intentional, though, but...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I don't know if that was like an intentional thing or not, but it is what it is.
Emery says, once again, the Crystal Seed is taking all of Keys' Kaizo heals.
It's true.
Aww.
It's true. Emerald's been so rough. Okay, so I'm going to save here. I don't want to lose all this money, but I might have to take a Death Warp. It might be the easiest way to do it. I haven't healed yet either, just in case I realize this fight is really, really bad and I don't want to use up my heals yet. So we'll see how this fight goes. It looks like it might not be winnable, so we're just going to go ahead and take the wipe. We lost half of our money. That's kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. We're back in Goldenrod, which is exactly what I wanted. Now we can do a bunch of other checks and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and, for starters, go to Whitney's gym. We'll get 2 checks here, even though we have to do 2 fights. Not necessarily the fastest checks we can do, but, I'm bonking a lot. But we are higher level than everything now in this gym, so it's just as good a time as any. We still don't have the Storm Badge for flying, and we still don't have the Squirt Bottle. So we still don't really have a way to get to the rest of Johto yet. One way that would work as well is a backwards way where we find the SS ticket. So we'd have to go back to Kanto and then take the boat to go to Olivine, and then we would have access to the upper half of Johto. And I have a suspicion that the upper half of Johto has a lot of what we need right now. Ah, Sandstorm. Oh, Sandstorm. All of my homies hate Sandstorm. Did it really endure just to die to Sandstorm? What a loser. Okay, so Secret Potion is an item that we may or may not need. That's how we're able to fight Jasmine. Again, we don't necessarily need it. It might just be kind of a trick item, but better to have it than to not.
So I have a question, Keys. Have you? I assume at some point you've played Pokemon Trading Card Game, yeah, for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I've been looking for a way to like make a tougher rule set for that, right? Like make like a soft ban list or something like that. I'm thinking that could be fun with all the Kaizo stuff floating around. I feel like that's somewhere where we could go next with it. Especially, I think it's supposed to be releasing on Switch at some point this year too. So
yeah, it's
I've been
supposed to be like soon, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that most people who would play it nowadays would look at the meta back then, make like the Haymaker deck, but like imagine like putting a ban list on some of the most popular decks from back then. Like, it'd be fun.
Yeah, well, I wonder what some of the restrictions would be. That would be fun though. I would have fun messing around with that. Because anyone who hasn't played the game, it's a ton of fun. Card games are great.
I've been looking for people to collab with for a rule set because it would definitely have to be done right. I mean, you can't just, do something that would be stale or something that's exploitable. I mean,
right.
And one of the thoughts I had too, speaking of rule sets, so you're a Ironmon master of Gen 1, so to speak. How do you feel? I don't know if this is a restriction right now. How would you feel about Psychic being banned from like Gen 1?
I'm not necessarily opposed to it just because of how like difficult it is to deal with Psychic in that generation. Yeah, that's really it. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I've talked to Spike several times over about like what a Gen 1, like what a new rule set we'll call it, like if we were to make a brand new rule set for Gen 1. And that was definitely like my first one. I'm like, you can't use Psychic and Psychic type Pokemon. That just really feels like it breaks the game. So what did you win with Gen 1 with again? Like what were you won multiple times. What were both of your Pokemon and did they have Psychic moves?
I bonked in the tree twice and messed up my movement, so I'm fighting an optional.
Oh, heck.
So I won with a Lapras in yellow and a Kangaskhan in red. And the big thing is a Lapras had a really, really good moveset, and also Waterfall isn't an HM. It's just a regular move in that game, so we had a really strong water stab to work with.
Ooh.
And then, another badge. And then the Kangaskhan, I don't remember how it won. It just did. I don't think any of us actually believed in it. But,
it just did. I love
it. Just did.
Those are my favorite runs, Keys. Like the ones that are kind of like, this looks pretty good, pretty potent, fine. But the ones that like we don't think they have a chance for most of it, and then somehow it wins. Those are my personal favorites.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine too. They're a lot of fun. I didn't have to go back and heal, but just in case I'm kind of a dingus and hit an optional, I just want to make sure I'm okay. We're going to backtrack a little bit, but I'm going to do my usual save and quit. If we backtrack and what I find isn't very good, then we're just going to save ourselves a lot of movement because we don't have Storm Badge yet, which means we don't have Fly. I don't have anything with Teleport either. So we got to be really, really thoughtful with how we handle our movement. Hopefully, the next badge I get is Storm Badge so we can fly, or just find something with Teleport, just anything. Because the sooner we have Fly, the sooner it really opens up, and all of a sudden a lot of smaller checks become a lot more valuable. Like there's an item I can get by surfing in Cherry Grove right now, but Cherry Grove is so far, and we don't have a fast way there. But if we had Fly, we could just fly there, get in, and get out. I'm just gonna find all these badges.
Oh, another badge. This is awesome. I just want to let and remind folks know who especially may have just joined us in the past half hour or so. This is Random Number Generation, a show about randomizers. We're having Keys on of The First Step, another GDQ Hotfix show on. And Keys also streams most days, I believe, so please be sure to give Keys a follow. That is at twitch.tv/Keyseron. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, wonderful to see you all. Be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Go to twitch.tv/GameStudentQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, y'all should very much go follow Keys. And again, Keys, what is the time you typically stream if folks were to follow you?
It's shifted a lot in the past year and a half. I used to be a lot more of a night owl, but now I have, adult responsibilities because of the house. So I try to actually have like a more normalized schedule. So I usually start anywhere between like 9:30 to 10:30 Pacific time in the morning, to be clear. And then I'll usually go for like 6 to 8 hours unless it's like a GDQ meeting day or a first step day. And then I usually take Sundays off. So that's kind of my mental recharge day.
Yeah, that's like my Fridays. I feel that most streamers should be taking, if possible, at least a day off. It is good to touch grass. And speaking of touch grass, I believe it's this Friday, right? Keys met an incentive on stream where, actually, I'm gonna lie, I don't want to steal your thunder, Keys. Let us know about this touch grass thing because I'm super excited to see this.
Okay, so I challenged my community to hit a certain sub goal on my stream, and I'm going to have a touch grass % marathon where I'm playing every single Pokemon game until we step into grass. So literally until we touch grass. So some of the earlier games are going to be done in like 2 minutes, and then some of the later games are going to take forever. But we're going to do it all in one sitting, and I'm doing that on Friday, and it's going to be... I don't know how fast it's going to be. Also, we just got Storm Badge. We can fly. It's going to be as fast as us flying now. That's what it is. But yeah, it's going to be ridiculous. There's really not going to be much gameplay. I don't even remember what initially caused us to want to make that an incentive, but it's here. Something like Pokemon Red, I'm going to be done in 2 minutes. Something like Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, I'll be on that for like 20 minutes. And I'm going to do literally every game, including the like Coliseum and XD, but I'm not doing some of the side games, like not like PMD, Ranger, stuff like that. Anything that plays like a traditional Pokemon game, I'll be doing. So you'll see Gen 1 a ton. I may even do Pokemon Green, just so we can say we did Green.
Well, you kind of have to do Green, right? I mean, it's touch grass.
Exactly.
That makes sense to me. That should be the last one, if anything.
But I know, I can't remember if it's Coliseum or XD, but one of the GameCube games, it takes a very, very long time to find grass. So if you want to see a GameCube game of Pokemon played, don't worry. I got you all on Friday.
I can't wait to see the very first one. All right, that's done.
Yeah. A lot of us are theorizing that the first half, it's going to take me longer to swap games than it is to actually touch the grass.
Oh, I bet. Without a doubt. Does touching grass types count? No, it's literally like the grass on the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Has Keys' luck been good or bad this run? I would say fairly good.
I'd say fairly good. We have a lot of items and a lot of badges really quickly. We just haven't done a lot of fights, so I'm a little on the lower level side. But we can work with that easily. Let's see, what else can I do that makes sense? There's a bunch of items over here I still haven't grabbed, so I will go here. And I think this would actually be around a good time to possibly take a break, just a few more checks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Good for all of us to get some water, hydrate, stretch. All good things to do while playing games, certainly. Yeah, so you let me know, you count us down, and then we'll go to our wellness break.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to knock out a couple of these checks real quick, and then I think it'll be good to go.
All right. And someone asked, why would Keys do the touch grass challenge? Why not? There's so many different ways to play Pokemon, right? I mean, we've seen this with randomizers. We've seen this with challenge runs and different rule sets. My question to that is, why not?
Exactly. Plus, I don't know how often you see a touch grass thing for video games in general. So yeah. I'm sure it'll be a really, really silly VOD and a good YouTube video to put up.
Got to get that content out. Hey, look, it's another Ultra Ball.
Oh, Hobbs. All right, so this will be the last check I do. I think that's dig. Because I have field items, field moves the same. So yeah, we got dig. So this is a good place to save. And then we'll go ahead and pause in 3, 2, 1, pause.
Awesome. Well, we have plenty of more Pokemon content tonight. And again, we're going to be continuing this Crystal Run. Just remember that your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the daily speedrunning content. And with that being said, be sure to hydrate, stretch, and we'll be right back with Random Number Generation. Welcome back to Random Number Generation. I'm joined here by Keys, and this is Pokemon Crystal full item randomizer. Not half the items, full item randomizer. All of them. So we're going to get back underway, and then Keys, if you could refresh what the flag set is and what you're looking for, just for folks who might be coming in, please, by all means, that would help.
Certainly. I'll do that before I start the timer again here. So in full item randomizer, we're looking for 3 things. We're looking for a completed Pokegear so we can get past the Snorlax. We're looking to defeat the Elite Four, and we're looking to defeat Red. Our paths to doing all of that, we have no clue. We figure it out on the way. Right now, we already completed the Pokegear requirement, so we have access to the other half of Kanto, which will allow us to get to Red eventually. We also have a way to the Elite Four right now. We are very under-leveled, though, and we're still missing a lot of our badges. And that's another thing, too, is we need to get all the badges, because that is a requirement to beat Red. With that, I think I'm good to go.
All right, sounds good. On your count.
All right, we'll start again in 3, 2, 1, go. Now, before we took the break, I was here in National Park just picking up some of the items. You might notice I'm on my bike, and there's absolutely no bike music. It's very nice actually hearing the National Park music for once. It's such a bob. Now, we still don't have a way to the upper half of Johto. That's the biggest thing we're missing. So we need to get either the SS ticket or the squirt bottle, of which we have none of them. I'm going to go ahead and grab this item real quick. Max Elixir is not a bad item, but we don't need it. We did pick up the Kenya, which is another check we can do. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that off. And then something that a lot of people kind of forget, because it doesn't really tell you, is after you drop off the Kenya to this guy, you can actually go back to the guard who gave you Kenya. The Master Ball would be nice if we needed a ball, but that's okay. You can go back to the guard and he'll give you a reward. So that's another item check we can do. All right, so full restore is good. Never going to complain about a healing item. So what I'm going to do now, actually, is I'm going to go ahead and do the radio tower to a degree. I'm not going to do all of it. We don't have the card key, which means we can't access the other half of this, so we can't finish it. But we are under-leveled right now, and the experience would be nice, and I do plan on clearing this anyway, so we might as well knock out some of it now. Swords Dance Blissey. That sounds like a Kaizomon.
Have you ever played... I'm sure you have, but have you ever played with the setup mon throughout most of the seed where you had to like do a couple set of moves like Dragon Dance, Swords Dance, etc.?
Yeah. They're among my favorites to do, but then it's a heartbreaker when you lose them.
Yeah, like I took an Altaria that didn't have any speed but knew Dragon Dance to the Elite Four and just ran into multiple blizzards across multiple months.
Oh no.
And I was so upset about it. I was like, I carried you all this way.
I think I had a Blissey that had Swords Dance and a really, really good physical moveset that ended up dying because it got crit on Giovanni, and that was a huge heartbreaker for me. I played through the rest of the seed just to see if I could win, and the rest of the seed was actually like incredibly baby. So that's like one of those, ignorance is bliss things. I shouldn't have done it.
I was too curious. What motivated you to go through the rest of the seed? I don't know if I would have been able to do so for that reason.
I was just incredibly curious if it was as good as I thought it would be, and it was. I think the most interesting setup mon I've ever had was I had something with curse and speed boost. So it's essentially just bulk up.
Yeah.
Which that was fun. That also died to a crit. Most of my setup mons die to a critical hit. His Kaizo things.
I had a lot of good mons die to Perish Song. A lot.
I haven't had that much problem with Perish Song. I've gotten pretty lucky with it. I think I die more to Mirror Coat than Perish Song.
Yeah, Mirror Coat's not quite fun either. And it always happens with the what I call the magic pixel. It's like barely a sliver left on the thing. It happens.
Has 1 HP and just decides, aha. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I totally misunderstood. I was playing Stadium because Stadium had come out on the Switch like a couple weeks ago. I totally misunderstood how counter worked in Gen 1. Totally misunderstood. I tried to counter like a rock move or earthquake or something like that, or a ground move, and it didn't work. And I was like, did I just Gen 1 missed? And they're like, no, it doesn't work on that. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, counter in Gen 1's so silly. It only works on normal and fighting.
Yeah, that's silly.
Which that's one of the bad things that happened to me on the randomizer that I did with Hobbs earlier was I used tri-attack and I got countered.
Oh.
Oh, wow. We did spend a lot of money, so this wipe isn't too bad, but this is really indicative of we really aren't ready to do some of the later stuff yet, so I definitely need to find a good area to train up a little bit. There is a check I can do here that does require a couple of fights. It's the Soft Sand Girls, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's actually a miserably, horribly unwise check to do because it's 3 fights of 2 mons for 1 item. But we do need the experience. If worse comes to worst and we do bad, then we can always just get out. But probably the play right now is knock this out, find a couple of areas with reasonable levels for checks and do those checks, and then eventually make our way back to Radio Tower. Okay, dodge the sleep powder. That's good. Fun fact, the AI struggles with statuses. For whatever reason, AI has a 1 in 4 chance for their status to fail, even if it's guaranteed. So something like Spore, which is a 100% accurate sleep move, has a 1 in 4 chance to miss if the AI does it. And it's only in Gen 2, and it's very, very strange. Like, you can get hit by Zap Cannon, which is supposed to be a guaranteed paralysis, and there's a 1 in 4 chance you don't get paralyzed. Same with Dynamic Punch, same with Spore, same with all of that. So have you ever watched someone do a speed run of Crystal and you see them get hit by Supersonic? They actually got incredibly, incredibly unlucky.
I mean, isn't that in general? I remember Supersonic always having kind of a lower accuracy, yeah?
Yeah, it's 55 accurate, but then because of the 1 in 4 in this, it's even worse. So it just feels really bad to get hit by it. I meant to put a berry on. All right, so we did get a little bit of experience from there, but we didn't exactly get a good item. So what I'm going to do now is access the other part of Kanto that we unlocked when we cleared out the Snorlax. We don't have to do a lot of fights to do that. There's a lot of items I can pick up, and we can set up for a lot of fights later. We're still kind of waiting on finding either Squirt Bottle or SS Ticket. I also do need to buy more Max Repels eventually. We are kind of running low. Rare candy is always nice. Yeah, we want, especially with the level boost, we want to give our lovely Pokemon as many cavities as possible. We want to pump it up with candy. We want to pump it up with calciums. We want to pump it up with all the sweets.
I'm glad you explained that, because at first I was just kind of like, what?
All right, we do have some stuff we can sell here. Let's sell that. Let's sell that. Let's sell these nuggets. I don't need the X attack currently. These are terrible, terrible, terrible TMs. I will keep Sleep Powder, though, because it could be how we set up and win fights. Let's see here. I can get rid of my escape ropes because we have Dig. I don't need any of these balls. All right, so this shop has absolutely nothing I want or need right now. This guy normally gives you the Silver Wing in the normal game. So another interesting thing about Shop Sanity being part of Full Item Randomizer now is that includes all the shops. So there is a souvenir shop in Mount Moon. So you have to fight a really strong version of your rival to even access it. So we're not even going to go that way yet. There could be an item there. Who knows? And we have a lot of these checks we can do right now. HP up's good money. We don't really need the full heals. We'll probably just sell that. We just said we don't need the full heal, so the game gave us more. Awakening is also completely not needed. I think the game is misunderstanding the assignment right now. We just sold all of our escape ropes, and we just got another one. Thanks, game.
You know, I didn't think to ask this till now, considering Crystal was your favorite game growing up. What was your starter, like, way back in the day? What did you like?
I did Totodile.
Wow.
So when I found out that Totodile was the speedrun mon, I was very, very happy. All right, we're gonna go ahead and buy these rare candies. We now have no money, which means if I have to take a wipe, it's totally fine.
I always went with my fire types, so mine was Cyndaquil.
Yeah, I loved Cyndaquil. I actually just really like all of them. Like, I even like Chikorita. I know that a lot of people find Chikorita cute and all of that, but like a lot of people don't tend to use Chikorita or its evolutions. But not that bad of a mon. Lots of fun to use. You can't really go wrong.
One of my favorite grass starters was still Bulbasaur. I thought Bulbasaur was really good.
I think Bulbasaur is adorable. I also know not to talk crap about Bulbasaur because if I do, then I have to write a 2-year-long essay like Shenanigans did. I know better.
We do have love for Bulbasaur here at GDQ. But yeah, I just remembered, like, I always went with Charmander, but one time I went back, redid the game and started out with Bulbasaur, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Leech is broken.
Yeah, one of the funnest combinations you can do in Gen 1 is Leech Seed Toxic, because the game just it's not programmed to stop the damage buildup, so you just watch them slowly melt. I do like me some Leech Seed Toxic.
You got to double team in there too, yeah?
Never ever take a hit.
Gen 1 evasion. The minute I see that starting on Stadium, I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
That I tried doing round 2 in Stadium with just the rentals because you can't have your own mons in the Switch version. And I got past Brock's gym, and then I lost to like 3 really, how do I put this without anything? It was very unfair. It was very unfair once I got to Mischief's gym, and I'm just like, you know what? I don't know if this is possible to do this without getting very angry at my Switch, an expensive piece of hardware. So I just decided I did all round 1 on rentals. That's good enough.
I once had someone ask me if there would ever be a Kaizo Stadium, and I was like, yeah, it's called Rental Rando.
Oh yeah, I beat round 1 Rental Rando on Stadium 1, but on Stadium 2 it's nearly impossible. I mean, it's possible, but I think only 2 people that I know of have done the Stadium 2 Rental Rando.
We still don't have a way to... We're just kind of... We got all this awesome progress in the first hour of the show, and now we're at the point where I'm kind of just scrambling, checking random areas, hoping for the best. Like I said at the beginning of the show, like, these seeds either are a slow start that snowball, or they snowball into a slow finish, and this is looking like a slow finish seed.
That's okay. I've enjoyed hanging out with you. This is... I have no issues with this, It's like what we were saying after the break. He's like, this has all felt like 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, that means you're having a good time. That means also the seed is also relatively playing nice. Again, I always have to leave that seed of doubt there, right?
Yeah, no, it's wow, it's such a bad seed. There's no way it will ever improve.
You know that is not how that works.
Oh, it's worth a shot.
Oh, yeah. I can't blame you for trying.
Okay, so that's unfortunate. As mentioned, we did spend all of our money, so I'm not really in a position where dying is a horrible thing, but obviously it's slower. So what I will do is I'll try that fight again, but I'll save before it. I don't mind dying in fights right now if I defeat at least 1 mon, because it's just a way to get some experience. I obviously don't want to sit here and grind this for a while, but not a big deal if I die a couple of times here or there. We are incredibly underleveled.
Also, too, I mean, it is always good to go fast in the show and show wonderful techniques. But again, my shows are more about the runner, about your journey that you took to get here with the randomizer proper, what you're doing on your own channel. I like my shows to be all about the runner and runner-centric. So I'm glad you've been talking about some of the stuff you've been working on. I know you did that in the last hour. We talked about you're playing Ender Lilies at SGDQ. By the way, y'all should go check that out. That's going to be amazing. You're doing the Pokemon Touch Grass event this Friday, which again, that is also going to be good. You have so many exciting things coming up. Like, I'm really happy for you.
Well, thanks. Well, what's some of the stuff that you're going to be doing soon?
Well, I'm unfortunately not going to be at SGDQ, which
is a bummer.
I'm going to miss seeing my friends there. But to be fair, I did head donations, and ran any GDQ. So it is kind of nice to have a little bit of a rest. So I'll definitely be watching, your pre-show, your interviews, your run, your Under Lily's run. That'll be fun. I don't know. I'm going to be seeing family over this next month, and then I'll be celebrating my birthday at the end of June with some friends. So that'll be a good time as well. And as for Stream Ball, I've been working on a lot of variety gaming lately. Something that me and Keys have both been working on, I think yours is more off stream, is I've been playing Final Fantasy V for the first time ever.
Yep.
I've seemed to avoided playing that somehow, so my partner brought me a copy of Final Fantasy V, and I've been going through that, which is great. Always working on Magic the Gathering stuff just to stay fresh with that, since I teach it and I do tournaments occasionally still of that. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Been playing Splatoon 3. Splatfest is coming up this weekend. I don't know if y'all are choosing Power, Wisdom, or Courage. If for those folks who play Splatoon 3 in the chat, I'll be Team Wisdom. So please pick the proper team up with Zelda. I was like, you're not going to be on Ganondorf's team? I'm like, no, I love Zelda. So, yeah, I've just been trying to stick to a variety of stuff. I crossed over the threshold of 10,000 Ironmon attempts. I cleared on 1571 and never saw another clear after that. Many Elite Four attempts, but never a clear after run number 1571. So I decided to take a break. I do want to try again. I briefly touched on it, but then kind of took a break just in general because I was burning out on Ironmon. Soul Silver. I want to try to get into that a little bit more. And you would know all about that again because that's kind of Gen 2 based. I think it's technically Gen 6. But it seems like a good time, and a lot of more people have been going into Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Ironmon. So I might jump back into that fray.
Yeah, Heart Gold, Soul Silver is definitely taking off and popular. It was already popular for Ironmon, but it's definitely been taking off a lot more lately, especially since a lot of people have been successful in Fire Red.
But yeah, just a variety of stuff. I found a good off-stream game, which, by the way, it's good for streamers to have an off-stream game, right? Something that doesn't involve, you're not playing it in front of an audience. I've been getting back into classic Wrath of the Lich Kings. I've been doing some raiding off-stream. That's also been good to take a breather because I was definitely working myself hard. Keys, you were talking about this earlier, and I'm glad you will. It's been tough for streamers lately. There's been a lot going on. We're kind of feeling that rubber band effect from COVID, right? So it's kind of been good for us to kind of take care of ourselves and just stream what we overall love, And Keys, it's been a blast watching you do Archipelago, you doing Ender Lily as prep for GDQ. It's just been all around a very enjoyable stream.
Well, thank you. I try to do.
Oh, Heart Gold Soul Silver is Gen 4. Okay, see, after Gen 3, I just kind of get lost with the labeling, so that's good to know in terms of rules.
That's fair, yeah. All right, so normally I would do a save and quit so I can save movement here. But we got a TM and we also got a full restore. So I kind of want to keep the full restore. So we're not going to do a save and quit after that. We're just instead going to keep this. And if the items back here are bad, then I can always save and quit there. There's a lot of save and quit for really optimal movement in full item rando, I've noticed. Even if you have all the available movement, sometimes it's just faster to take the save and quit because it's just so much movement otherwise. I got another TM. There's 2 more items I can grab over here. And I'm not going to fight the Elite Four yet because we are far from ready. But I will definitely try to get past Rival before. That way we can unlock Indigo Plateau because there is a mart there, which means there's some checks I can do there. There's also checks in Victory Road. And judging by how this seed is going, it looks like that might actually be my progress, is either opening up Victory Road and Elite Four or finishing up Radio Tower. I'm going to check some of these TMs that I picked up. None of them are really anything I want. I will teach Dig right now, though, because I do want to have escape ropes available. So that's what Dig's going to be for. I was going to teach Rock Smash because that helps me do some checks. And then, Yeah, go ahead and fly back. I'm going to do extra movement now, but I liked the items that we picked up. And it would be a shame to reset them away, especially since we picked up the calcium. More special attack is good. Also, it's not too much extra movement. I do need to make sure I have money for repels eventually. Heal powder kind of useless. That's a bitter version of a full heal, and since we have those miracle berries, we don't need them. Speaking of full heal, we just got another one. Star piece is good because of the money. As mentioned, it's several times at this point. We really want money so I can buy more rare candies and be a lot more equipped for the battles. Max Elixir's all right because that helps us in Elite 4 if we're starting to run low on PP. M-Ray is 1000% correct. This is the heal luck I wish that I had in my actual Kaizo attempts.
So what you're saying is to send more good vibes to you more often because it feels like this is working.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we did get the squirt bottle there, so I can finally access the top half of Johto. So if this rival fight goes poorly, it's going to kind of stink to do all this movement and get nothing out of it, but at least we have the squirt bottle, so we did get something out of it. I am going to try a couple of tries to get this. It saves us a little bit of time later if I have it open. And now that we have the squirt bottle, we can see what the Sudowoodo is. We can do the entire upper half of Johto. I am shocked we're not dead. All right, you know what? Don't look a gift horse in the mouse. I guess like we got some experience. We're gonna lose a little bit of money here, but we have a lot of stuff I can sell. We will just come back here when we're a higher level. Yeah, how close am I to a level right now anyway? It might not be the worst idea to use my candies now. We do have 16, so I'll go ahead and use them. We actually could have won that rival fight if I candied. I actually kind of forgot about that. That was a little bit of a misplay, but that's okay. We'll get more experience and come back and it'll be a joke fight. I'm going to use all but one candy here. That way I still have an inventory slot for my candies so I don't have to sort them later. One level at this point isn't going to make too much of a difference. We finally learn a move and it's focus energy. That's horrible. All right, so Houndoom had a bunch of Butterfingers and Snickers. So let's go ahead and go to the upper half of Johto since we can finally do that. Now we're going to have a lot of items that we can get.
Oh, look at the cute Poliwhirl.
It's waving at us.
And you didn't kill it either, which is good.
Oh, I think I have to... So this NPC has a quirk where if you don't have room for his item, he won't give it to you, but he has to give it to you if you want to get the one spare check that shows up in the mart. So we want to make sure that we grab that item. Yeah, Poliwhirl's neat. So Poliwrath is actually not too bad of a mon to use, and then Politoed is a lot better than some people might realize. I've finished some full item randos with Poliwrath and Politoed. They're fun to use. Poliwrath's also really good in Gen 1 because of the lack of physical special split. Okay, so we have a lot of items that we're able to check now. So we're in pretty good position to maybe find the next step of what we're looking for, whether it's badge or HMs. I'm gonna go ahead and clear my inventory a little bit here too. And see what's in the shop. Blue card's technically a key item, but it doesn't really help us at all. An attack that may lower special defense. So that could be Psychic, that could be Crunch, that could be Shadow Ball, so I'm going to save and then buy it real quick. See what it is. All right, it's Crunch. So we now have Stab Crunch. This Houndoom is taking off. That's great. I'm also going to buy a handful of X specials, and I'm going to try and buy 2 of these rare candies, just lower my money to a minimal amount here, so if we wipe again, it's no big deal. Going to go ahead and move these up. Use 2 of these candies. So now we're level 60, so now we look really, really good. I'm going to go ahead and do a handful of checks in this town that do require fights, and then we're going to try to do a lot of checks that don't require fights, just to kind of balance it out a little and try to optimize how much time we're spending looking for items. X accuracy is a fine item to pick up. We don't necessarily need a ton of them. 1 or 2 is usually fine for safety. And now we're going to get our revenge for Rival beating us up at Victory Road, because he's here and he's a lot lower level and we're level 60. So you know what? Heck you. And we have Stab Crunch. This is fantastic. This Houndoom is great.
I always like this Houndoom. Oh,
I've always had a soft spot for Houndoom.
That Charizard. Oh my gosh, they all are friends, Keys. They just all want a hug.
Well, he shouldn't have sent them out against us then.
They all just wanted to hug and play.
They're all friend-shaped. Every last one. Okay, so I'm glad that we didn't have to rely on looking for the roamers, because, I mean, the Suicune can turn into something good, but everything else was not very good. So we lucked out finding this Houndour.
What level are the roamers?
They're level 40, so they would have been higher level than the 32 that I got, but this thing has turned out really well, so I can't really complain.
Mm-hmm.
There's one hidden item over here that's kind of annoying to get to, because you can't get it until you beat the rival. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and go over to Olivine's area, get that unlocked, also grab a couple of checks here. She's blocking a berry tree, otherwise I don't have to do any fights on this route. We have another fight on the next route, just blocks access to the town. And I think what my plan right now is we're going to unlock Olivine. We'll go ahead and surf the Cyanwood. That way we have it available as a fly location. If we need to... Flash is good. If we need to do Whirl Island at any point in time, we'll have the location unlocked. And Whirl Island is usually somewhere that has something. Any of the bigger dungeons like Whirl Islands, Tin Tower, those usually have at least one item, because it's such a dense amount of items in those dungeons. Mount Mortar is another good example. Mount Mortar has a ton of items. And because of our badges and the HMs we have, we can actually full clear a lot of different areas. There should be a pretty easy amount of checks to knock out here. The one neat thing we can do here to skip a cutscene is, since we have Fly already, we can just fly into the town once we enter it. All right, another Miracle Berry, that's fine. No item we really need there. I will also probably do the lighthouse, but I'm going to go ahead and unlock Cyanwood first. We also have this hidden item under the rock, which we got an encounter, unfortunately. I don't know how that fit under a rock, but... A lot of miracle berries. Miracle berries are very popular here in Olivine for some reason. Also, since we skipped the cutscene with the rival, the game is, for lack of better words, confused. So some of the swimmers are just rivals standing in the water. I don't know why that happens. Okay, so Cyanwood is now unlocked. I'm going to go ahead and fly back to Olivine. We're going to go ahead and knock out the lighthouse because we're super over leveled now and we can knock this out really quick. There's also, I want to say, like 6 checks, 5 or 6 checks in here, maybe more. Our ultimate goal right now isn't even to beat the seed. Our ultimate goal right now is to be so overpowered that we beat up Rival for killing us earlier. We're now on a quest of vengeance.
I mean, that seems about right. What do you need for go mode right now?
So for go mode right now, I just need the badges. Because we already have access to the west side of Kanto, so we're able to reach Mount Silver. We can't get to Mount Silver unless we have all the badges, though. So, and then also defeat the Elite Four. But we can reach the areas in terms of movement. So yeah, the only thing I need for go mode is the badges. We're pretty much just hunting for badges at this point. Like, we may need like card key or SS ticket or the mystery egg to like get a check that leads us to a badge, but there are also items that might be completely unnecessary. Okay, PP up's nice. I can use that on Crunch. Give us more Crunch uses. In terms of like moves though, I don't know what I would want at this point. Ice Beam Thunderbolt would always be good. Flamethrower would be awesome because we'd have both of our stabs. Because right now I think our steel coverage is just Surf. Oh, the SS tick. Look at that. That would have been a little nicer earlier, but now there's 3 checks with the SS ticket. It's not going to be anything. Oh, mail time. It's not going to be anything that I'm going to rush right away, though. So we're going to finish up this tower here. We're going to fight Jasmine because she's unlocked now and she's 2 checks, and we're also incredibly over-leveled. And then we're going to make our way to Northeast Johto, which there are a ton of items over there. So there's a ton of available checks. All right, we don't really need the protein. This could be a good TM. Who knows? Let's take a look. Powder Snow. Just kidding. It's not a good TM at all. That's a terrible TM.
Yeah, what is that, like 40 power?
Yep. We are, Oh, I didn't fight Jasmine. Oh, that's fine. I can always fly back. I got a little ahead of myself. Another TM. So Mount Mortar has a lot of... I forgot to repel. Mount Mortar has a lot of items that we can pick up, especially since we have Surf and we have Waterfall. So we're going to be able to access the back rooms of Mount Mortar, which will lead to a lot of items. All right, iron's good for money. Never sad about money. There's a couple more items we're going to pick up, and then we're going to get out of the cave and enter a different entrance. Also, we're at a point where our bag is filling up a lot because I have a lot of items I want to keep. It's kind of a blessing and a curse. Because if it's an item I want to pick up, like that charcoal, because it's worth a lot of money, I lose time by going to my menu to clear stuff out. But if it's a junk item, like the yellow apricorn that we didn't pick up earlier, then, you know, you just save the time picking it up. You're getting a lot of proteins. I am fine with getting vitamins that we don't plan on using, like protein and iron, because they are literal 1-for-1s. For rare candies. They sell for 4,900 and candies are 4,800. So much mail. I can't believe that we're about to Blue's Clues live on GDQ. Portrait mail. There's so much mail.
Well, Keys, it's up to you, but
Here's the mail. It never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Mail. For the people. I don't know why there's so much mail in this room.
it never gets old. It never gets old.
I had this sweater when I was in high school that it was like Steve's sweater in Blue's Clues, except it was blue instead of green. So like all the green was just replaced with blue, and it was like my favorite sweater.
Those are good colors.
And I would sing the mail song, like just running down the halls with that sweater.
That's so good.
Okay, I want that nugget. That's a lot of money.
Getting rid of the mail.
Of course. It's taking up valuable space, you see. All right. There is a lot that we can do, so I'm trying to think what the best approach is. I think after we clear out Mount Mortar, we're going to go to the rocket base and then clear out the rocket base, unlock Blackthorn City, clear out Radio Tower so we can do Claire and do Dragon's Den, because there's a handful of checks there too. And then from there, hopefully we're close to done, if not already done. Haven't found anything here in Mount Mortar yet, though. Kind of disappointed. Okay, never mind. All I have to do is complain. We found a badge. Very good. That puts us at what, 11? So we only need 5 more badges. Glacier, Rainbow, Marsh, Volcano, and Earth badges. Not bad. There's still like 3 or 4 more items to grab here, and then we can finally leave. I was not kidding when I said that there are a lot of items here. There are a ton. I did just bike past a hidden item, but we have to go back there anyway. Because after that last item, there's actually another section with 4 more items. All right, not really finding anything else. Can't really complain though, because we got a badge. Okay, we got a coin case. We can gamba. Coin case is just like the blue card in the sense of it is technically a key item, but we don't need it. You do need it if you play Red Archipelago, though, because you can't pick up the hidden coin items if you don't have a coin case. All right, we did try to pick that item up earlier, and it was nothing. Hey, Sky, how do you feel about shiny Pokemon?
Oh, I love shiny Pokemon. Are you going to go take a look at the one in Lake of Rage?
Yep.
Ooh. Do you usually do this for fun, or are there items here? Like, what's the lore behind it?
There are items here, and also you have to activate the shiny in order to get to the rocket hideout. So this is it's for fun, but it's also required. All right, another case where I'm saving because a lot of movement here, and if there isn't an item we need, then it's just faster to do the reset. I might even reset even if we get good money items here, because it's just a lot of movement and a lot of tree cutting, so it's just really slow. Okay, these items are absolutely poop right now. Okay, that's a good item, but it's not really worth keeping necessarily. We'll see. Okay, well, we'll just fly then. That's fine. Calcium, good. One more item in this cut maze. And this item's the kind of pain in the butt to get, because since we entered a house, if you don't have fly and you have to do regular movement, entering that house replenishes the cut trees. So you have to cut everything again, and that's where it gets slow. There's one more item over here. An ether would be nice if we planned on doing a lot of non-healing marathon fighting, but we were not doing that. Of course, we get an encounter before the shiny, because I didn't repel. And it's a Mew.
Oh.
Oh. It needs water. It's dying.
What a cute.
I'll save you, little buddy.
Oh.
We were talking about how I do like Chikorita. There we go.
I was just thinking about that, yeah.
I don't know how it needs water, though, when it was swimming, but it was so brown. All right, so now we have access to the rocket hideout, and this should be a cinch because we are supremely over-leveled for this. There's a ton of items we can check here. But yeah, so to further answer the question you asked a few minutes ago with the shiny, so not only will the shiny unlock this area, but you need to clear out this area in order to fight the gym leader here. And then there's also an item that is in the guard house above us that you can't get to unless you clear this area. Because until this area is done, there's Team Rocket members guarding that area, and they charge you money to go through the gate. Whereas once you clear it out and a Team Rocket member is gone, there's what's usually a TM there. There's actually a lot of checks that you get for doing the shiny. And the shiny itself counts as a check too, because it normally drops the red scale. So lore-wise, this area apparently used to be like a ninja hideout or something, and that's why there's a ton of traps and whatnot. The funny thing about the traps is if you don't turn them off, then every single statue, you repeat the same fights over and over. It's the same 2 fights. So it's not a terrible strategy, actually, if you find something that gives you like really good experience, like a Blissey, and you're low level, you can always just redo the fights to your heart's content and get a ton of experience that way. All right, we found the old rod, but we already have the good rod, but also we don't need the fishing rods anyway. The only time that the fishing rods really feel good to get are if you find the super rod early, because that's a level 40 you can fish up. And there have been runs I've done where you get the super rod super duper early and you just end up with a level 40 before you're even in the first gym. Well, I am Feroz. I felt bad for that. If you run into any of the Pokemon here on the trap floors, then you have to either catch them or knock them out. You can't just run away from them. It's kind of a bummer. It's just a little baby.
Aww.
Also Floofer. I don't know why Team Rocket's Mons are so cute today, but they just are.
They're going to destroy you with cuteness.
Yeah, they tried the violent path and it didn't work for them before, so they're just going the nice path. Okay, yeah, but Butterfree can be cute to some people if you don't mind bugs. Butterflies are cool. All right, well that's no longer cute, but this rocket grunt didn't get the memo. Imagine not having a legally cute Pokemon.
I could see... Oh, I see what you did there. I could see the memo now. Today is Cute Pokemon Day, and the rocket brings in like a Gengar saying like, wait, what? I mean, Gengar is cute and all, but I wouldn't put it in the same category as like, Cleffa, for example.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, another rare candy. Always good. All right, so we're about halfway through this hideout. There's an item on that other set of stairs, but in terms of movement, it's very, very slightly better to wait until you go back. Okay, HP up's money, so we're doing this again. I really should go to a shop soon and sell all my stuff. That's a lot of candy money we have. Yeah, so some of the gimmick of this place, besides the traps, is you have to fight certain trainers to get passwords. So we fought the two on the previous floor to enter this door. And then after we beat this guy, we talk to the Murkrow, and the Murkrow gives us another password, and then we'll be able to finally shut down the bad that they're doing, which the bad that they're doing is forcing Magikarp to evolve early with radio frequencies. I'm not going to pretend to be a scientist that understands what the heck any of that means. Okay, card key. That's good. So now we can actually go back to Radio Tower and full clear it. That's a good pickup. We got another money item. Goodness. Let's... Oh, we don't need the escape ropes because we have dig. There we go. Oh, we're going to have so many candies once I finally sell stuff. All right, so to review again, we do need all the badges, and we're currently missing the Earth badge, the Glacier badge, the Volcano badge, the Marsh badge, and the Rainbow badge. No clue where they are. We also don't have Whirlpool or Glacier badge, so we couldn't even use Whirlpool yet. But if we get Whirlpool, then we could potentially go do Whirl Islands, which has a lot of items we could check. There's definitely no shortage of locations we can go to. Like we kind of had that snowballing beginning with that like slow middle, and now it kind of looks like that we're picking our pace up again. Aw. So we have to knock these out. Sad. It really is just team cute today.
No.
Okay, well, got a little angrier, but...
Yeah, maybe not that one.
Yeah, he missed the memo. Okay, well, okay, that's fine. Kingdra's a cool Pokemon, though. Very good for any challenge run, as you could imagine. All right, so now we've cleared out the base, which means we can fight Price. We can also check that one item above that I was talking about. So we're going to go grab that now.
You were right, though, about not finding a lot of these badges till the late game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, us finding as many as we did early is definitely not a usual thing. So we're going to use the calciums and the carbos because we want to be fast and strong. We're going to take out Price. Price will give us 2 checks. Hopefully we get something. A badge. We could still get Mystery Egg and do that check. But Crunch Houndoom is so good, though. I'm so glad that we bought that. All right, this fight should be easy because we do have a huge level advantage. I'm hoping that we get something that gives us a little more experience, though, because I'd like to go get candies and, you know, be able to use them. All right, excellent. Elixir and a marsh badge. All right, so we did get a badge from this. Got a soul badge from the hideout itself and marsh badge from Price, who needed the hideout to be cleared in order to fight. So we did the right call by doing all that. So now we're going to go ahead and... Oh, I really need to buy repels. I got to remember to buy repels before I buy the candies. We should have plenty of money for everything, though. So if anyone in chat is at all interested in learning any of these item randomizers, whether it's a full item randomizer like this or a key item randomizer where the only things that are randomized are the actual key items, it might be a little intimidating because, as you've seen, I'm finding a lot of items in like really strange places, and I have a lot of the item locations memorized, but there's actually a lot of great tools and resources to help you find these hidden items. If you don't feel like downloading anything, then Smogon actually has a page on the website that has hidden items listed, so you can always find out that way. I thought I knew everything about this game, and then I did a full item rando and realized there were 2 items I didn't even realize existed. All right, same deal with every save that I take. It's faster to do the reset than it is to do the extra movement, because there are 2 items here that I can grab. All right, so far, nothing of note in Ice Path. Max Revive isn't bad. You can grab this item without Rock Smash, but it's faster to use Rock Smash than go all the way around. It also saves my repel steps because we are low on repels. X Special's a good item. We got Headbutt again. I think this is the second TMO2 in like 2 minutes. Super Potion is a very weak heal for us now. Protein is good money. I'm hoping for the sake of less inputs that the Blackthorn Mart has both candies and some sort of repel. That way we don't have to fly. All right, I'm not going to repel. All right, there's an item I can check here. We can't do Claire's Gym yet because we haven't finished Radio Tower, which means I can't access Dragon Den. But I do want to get access to that, so we're probably going to clear Radio Tower really soon. All right. This is a lot of money. We got a second Crunch TM. That's great. All right, you don't have anything. That's unfortunate. All right, there are some items we can grab here. So I'm going to go ahead and teach Flash. We don't necessarily need to use it. Go ahead.
I want to know something about Dark Cave. I'm sorry. So do you know how to navigate this without the lights? Because it's not like red, blue, yellow, or fire red and leaf green, right? Like there's just like...
It's just pitch black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I do know how to navigate it. I think this half of Dark Cave is a little harder to figure out than the first half. You know, I'm actually going to come back in a sec. I should really buy more repels before we run into a bunch of encounters. But yeah, this half, not too bad. Rock Tunnel, I can also do dark, and then Mount Silver, I can do dark. Fun fact, in gold and silver, Mount Mortar is actually dark, but in crystal it isn't. I don't know why, but was it here that sold? No, it wasn't. Normally I write down in notes where max repels and rare candies are, and I remember where the candies are, but I don't remember where the max repels are, so I might accidentally fly to the wrong place a couple of times. There we go. Buy 21 more of those. I might as well go ahead and go get the rare candies now. And while I'm here, since I'm getting the rare candies anyway, we can always clear out Radio Tower just because we're in a neighborhood. And then I'll go back and check the other places afterwards. Let's see here. I don't know how close we are to a level. We don't necessarily need to use the rare candies right now because we're over leveled, so I'll just put it off until we get to our next level and then use more candies. If everyone remembers, we were here earlier and then we got stomped. But now I can skip a lot of the trainers because we can just skip this entire first half because of the card key. This also gives us Tin Tower access, so in order to access Tin Tower, you need Clear Bell and you need Rainbow Wing, but then you also need one of either Morty defeated or Radio Tower defeated. Doing Radio Tower in this case makes more sense than doing Morty, because even though Morty's faster, we want to do Dragon's Den and Claire. So might as well just do the check that helps us more, even if it's a longer check. Oops. Also, what's interesting about Radio Tower is all the rockets clear once you finish this boss fight that's happening next, not the one I'm entering now, but the one after, except for the False Director. The False Director is still upstairs, and you can still fight him for a check. Very strange. I mean, I guess it makes sense because, you know, he is a check. But it is just kind of funny that all the rockets are like, all right, we lose, we're out of here, and he just kind of missed the memo.
Oh, there's our friend.
Ouch, ouch. Ouch. Ah! He's not a friend right now, he's very mean.
Oh, but it's Snorlax. Snorlax is very friend.
That's
oh
so
my gosh!
up.
What? That was very Kaizo of the game. Very Kaizo.
That was rude.
Oh.
It was to a level 5 Quillfish. You didn't need to do that.
I wonder how much damage that actually dealt. Stab.
God. Against the level 5 Quillfish? Probably in the thousands. that Quillfish's entire family tree is just gone.
I love, by the way, chat's posting the Kizanam, which is a really cute emote. I love that.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite emotes to see on Tuesdays because it's eating a taco. Taco Tuesday.
I love that. That was great. That was,
Well, if anyone ever wanted to know what Kaizo was like, we just showed you.
Yeah, now imagine working for 10 hours and then having that happen to you.
Yeah. It's the worst and I love it.
You ever gonna try Heart Gold Soul Silver?
Yeah, my plan is once I finish Emerald, if Crystal is if the tracker for Crystal's done, then I'll do Crystal and then go to Heart Gold.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely plans.
Well, I like plans.
Kaizo's a lot of fun. I don't see myself stopping for a while. Wow, that was a very his team is so bulky. We're so over leveled and I still can't knock him out.
Yeah, you're right. This is a pretty bulky team so far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, why does Growlithe look so mean in this game?
Tyrogue also looks ready to smack you.
Yeah.
Frowning. Alright, so that check was absolutely nothing. Other than experience, I suppose.
Well, dang.
That's fine. So, I mentioned earlier about like the basement area being good and bad, and I mean like way earlier. But if you don't have 7 badges, you can do all but 1 check in the basement if you have the basement key. If you have 7 badges, then you can do all the checks, but you either have to clear radio tower to clear out the rockets or just fight a bunch of extra fights. So we're finally going to go down here, and there's only going to be the rival fight because we finished the radio tower. And there's a decent amount of checks down here. Let me do the math real quick. 6. There's 9 different items you can get. 8 if you don't clear everything ahead of time. I don't want to see you because you hurt me earlier. No, amnesia. Ah, why? He's supposed to be a friend.
Yeah, every time I want to get attached to a friend, though, something bad happens, like that Snorlax
Horrible.
Exploding.
That was so rude. My poor fish. Okay, the rest of his team is nothing. I'm glad that we put this off, though. If we tried to do this earlier, we were toast.
Ooh.
Oh, my goodness. We were almost toast anyway.
You were saying, Keith?
Yeah, you know, I deserve that. I deserve that. Yikes.
That was so good.
Yikes. That was pain.
That was mean.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
There's a badge down here. Good, good.
You need to make sure to wait till it says you defeated the opponent keys.
Yeah, with all the Kaizo I've done, you would think that I would know better. I haven't learned my lesson yet.
It is possible in the world of Pokemon to speak things into existence.
It's true.
That's when you have to tell your chat. You have to tell your chat to be like, shh.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Pi. I saw a clip of Pi like yesterday where people were like, yeah, Perish Song doesn't exist. And then he immediately saw Perish Song.
There's more mail.
So much mail.
Mail time, mail time, mail time, mail time, mail time.
All right, so we are done with this area. I'm trying to think what I want to do next. All right, so my plan, for the sake of movement here, we're gonna go to Blackthorn. We're going to heal because I'm dying. We'll do Dark Cave, 45 and 46. And then we will do Dragon Den, which would require Claire. So we'll be pretty close to done with Johto after all of this. Also, we have repels for this area now, so I don't feel as bad. So there's 3 items on this side and then a handful of items on the other side. And then we start over here because 1, we can clear the entire cave from the top, and 2, once I dig out, I'll be back on Route 45. And that just makes for cleaner movement for all these item checks. I really hope that we get like a flamethrower TM eventually, though. That'd be nice. I should check the TMs that we've been picking up. But yeah, so at this point in time, now the logic of the game expects me to be able to pick up that item that I picked up way at the beginning when it was dark. Also, a fun fact about Rock Smash in this game, even if you have a repel up, you can still force encounters, which is why we keep getting these encounters. I think it's a coin flip on whether you get an encounter or not. And every single rock that we've broken so far that can give us an encounter has. So that's neat. All right, more TMs, more chances for flamethrower. I'll even take like fire punch or flame wheel. All of those would be good. All right, so we're done with Dark Cave. We're gonna go ahead and travel Route 45 and 46 real quick. Another rare candy, never complain about that. Glacier badge. All right, so if we find We find Whirlpool, then that means we could do Whirl Islands, which has a ton of checks. Arbos is nice. So we're only missing 2 badges. We're very, very close to go mode.
That's awesome.
This has been, for the most part, a pretty calm seed. We did have the rough couple of fights, but that's pretty expected with the level boost and everything. Healing's always good. Earth badge. All right, we are 1 badge away now. And I will feel so cool if it's in Dragon Den, because I wanted to do Dragon Den today. I don't normally do Dragon's Den.
I love the song in there.
Mm-hmm. All right, did I already do shopping for rare candy? I did. Okay. All right, as mentioned before, we weren't able to go into the gym until we cleared the radio tower, so now we're able to get in here. Overall, Dragon's Den is kind of not the greatest place to check, but we've already checked a lot of areas that have a ton of items in them, so we're kind of limited on what's left. But also, since Dragon Den is kind of a pain in the butt to get to, it's kind of one of those, like, it feels good to do, but not good to do at the same time sets of checks. It's a lot of work. The fights aren't too bad if you have a rare candy source and a good main, though, and we have both of those. All right. So if Claire or Dragon's Den has the badge, that means we're officially in go mode. And all we have to do is beat Elite Four and then beat Red. So that'd be another, like, 12 to 15 minutes after we find the badge. So if we find the badge soon, then we can potentially get like a sub 230.
Ooh.
But if it takes a little while, then it's probably going to be closer to like a 240, 245. All right. 1 more fight, and then we fight Claire. And then we go to Dragon's Den. Now, the downside about Dragon's Den is to get access to the rest of the items. You can get half of the items without Whirlpool. But if we don't have Whirlpool, then we can't access the other half. So hopefully the gamble pays off. If it doesn't, but it's still in Dragon's Den, then, you know, we had to do this anyway, so it's not too big of a loss. Ouch. A lot of things have Mach Punch, and I hate that because it hurts. Okay, so we know that's not going to die. Help! Help! Ouch! Help! Rude!
Is you doing all right over there?
No! It hurts. Everything hurts. My poor dog. That's so rude. Alright, what's funny is Professor Elm calls you after you beat Claire and says he has something in the lab for you, but he actually doesn't unless you have her badge. So you could do that, get the call, and go there, and he's just like, psych. There have been times before where I went to Dragon Den without Whirlpool, and Whirlpool was an item in here. Not locked behind a Whirlpool, but like right before the Whirlpool itself, and that's always funny. Oh my goodness. Everything's so bulky all of a sudden.
That's typically what happens when you get towards the end of the game, yeah?
Yeah. All right, well, cool. I look like a cheater. All right, that's all the badges, so we are in go mode now. So what we're going to do, let me double check my experience real quick. Yeah, we just did that. I'm going to go ahead and get some more of them candies. So we're over leveled. So we have Victory Road Rival who stomped us earlier. Then we have the 5 fights in Elite Four. Then we have Red, and then we are done.
Keys, I have firm belief that this is going to go smoothly.
I hope so. Oh, we never checked. I ended up getting... Darn, we didn't get Flamethrower. That would have been nice. Oh, well, we will be fine. Selling as much as I can so I can buy as many candies as possible.
So, Keys, while we are working our way towards the end of the game here, do you have any shout-outs or any plugs you'd like to do for anything you've been working on lately?
Well, shout-outs to the show for having me again. Thank you. If you all don't tune in on a regular basis, what's wrong with you? This show is great. Also, shout-outs to our wonderful producer, Richard, who has to deal with me at least once a week.
Richard has to deal with you twice this week, right? Because you're doing TFS as well. Yeah.
But yeah, in terms of like if anyone wants to get into doing any of these randomizers, whether it's Crystal or Red or Emerald, not to like self-promote my Discord, but if you join my Discord, we do have a channel with a lot of people that can help set you up, and also people that are looking for other people to race against, so you can do it with a friend. It's just discord.gg/Keyseron, pretty easy. And there's a bunch of people there that are willing to help. All right, so I went this way before everything because it's actually faster to unlock Silver Cave now. So once we beat the Elite Four, we can just fly straight here. It's not a trick that you get to see too often because you need all 16 badges. And you cannot do it this way in the vanilla game. Oh, I meant to use my candies. Oops. Oh well. We'll use the candies after this. In terms of the checks that we had, there's actually still a decent amount of the map open. We got kind of lucky with how everything fell into place. Oops. Ah. Not dying to you this time, Raichu. Oh, they must have done a light screen. That's why nothing was dying. I was so confused. Okay, I'm actually going to fight one wild encounter just so we can get the level. And then I will do the Elite Four after candying. Which I have a repel up, so we're just going to try to get that worn off real quick. There we go. One wild encounter should do it. If we ever get it. If we ever get it. If we ever get it. Thank you. That took so long. I was starting to think that the encounters were broken. All right, get a quick heal off. And I'm going to go ahead and deposit the mons I don't need. I don't need to do this, but if something goes horribly awry and I need to take a wipe, it's just better this way. All right, use the candies, use the candies, use the candies, use the candies. Don't forget to use the candies, don't forget to use the candies. All right, we're going to be here for about a minute or two because there's a lot of candies that we have to use. Yeah, to kind of, I guess, towards the end here to give like a really brief history lesson of like item randomizers with Crystal. It used to just be key items. So it used to only be like, you could get a key item from a gym or wherever you normally get an HM. So like Flash could be a badge or something. Then it got developed into what you see now where any item can be anything. And then on top of that, the shops are randomized. The shop randomization is relatively new. Like it's only a few months old, I think. Maybe a little longer. But it's added such a fun element to the game. And it's just really, really neat to have even more to do with the game. Like I'm shocked that this game is like 1 million years old and we're still doing new things with it. All right, just shy of 100. We will get 100 from the Elite Four, so we're going to be the exact level against Red, which will be nice. So 6 more fights and we're done. I'm so over-leveled that I don't think I need to set up on the Elite Four at all. Every fight should take like 30 seconds at most. Especially if they keep feeding me things weak to Surf. Okay, well, that's not weak to Surf. The game has ears, I'm telling you. See, look, 2 things in a row not weak to Surf after I said that Surf was good. Unbelievable. All right, 5 more fights. Aw. Little furret. All right, so it's a really good thing that we used the candies when we did, because it might not seem like it, but most of the team that we just saw on Koga, very specially bulky. So if we weren't high level, then they were going to live. And I don't trust this game at all. They all probably had Mirror Coat, or they all had Cross Chopped, or just, something that would hurt us. Ah, Detect. Gyarados is also bulky. There's a lot of bulky mons here. Meganium's also bulky. Holy crap, it lived.
Wow.
I'm impressed. It lived a Stab Crunch from a level 98 Houndoom. That is not a weak mon. All right, 3 more fights. No! No!
Friend!
Go! Get away!
It's
no!
Friend!
Stop! It's Friend kicking me!
Hi, Friend!
Friends don't kick other friends. Help! Oh my goodness.
Look at all these
Things aren't dying. Ah, good. Friend.
Oh, so that's
Prickly
a friend.
Less friend. No, please stop. Please stop. They're bullying me.
I feel like I'm watching Kaizo.
Yeah. All right, well, I didn't think I was going to have to menu, but I guess we have to. No big deal, but a little time loss. Oh yeah, the screen glitches for some reason once you hit a certain HP threshold. I don't know why. I don't pretend to be a programmer. So yeah, if you see me healing and the screen kind of flashes weird code like that, that's why. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use an X special because it looks like he's going to have bulky mons. That Ampharos probably lives if we don't X special. Okay, that Rhydon dies no matter what. Mach Punch!
Oh.
Good thing we healed.
Yeah.
All right, there's the level 100. So we're gonna enter red at level 100. Perfect.
That wasn't too bad. I think Karen was worse than Lance here.
Yeah, Karen was not very nice. Karen did a lot of damage to us. All right, so we're able to reset the game as soon as it saves, so we don't have to sit through the credits here. So all we have to do is get past the save, then go through Mount Silver, and then we'll be on red. And we should have a decent chance of winning unless his lead is incredibly terrifying and strong.
Snorlax.
If it's a Snorlax, then we cry. I'd rather not deal with that.
It's 2 Snorlaxes.
2 Snorlaxes in a trench coat.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Professor Elm's like, hey, you beat the Elite Four. I have a gift for you. And we really don't care anymore.
I don't want your gifts. Look at Keys just knowing the way through here.
I've played the game a lot.
Still, that's impressive. It did not look easy.
I'm obviously going to save before because I don't want to go through all that again. Hopefully his lead is kind of baby. Is something I can set up on. Okay. Okay, that seems all right. Okay, that's fine. We have an X accuracy, so this literally doesn't matter.
Okay, okay. Fire Punch isn't bad either. This is a good setup, man.
Okay, that's funny. So we only did 5 X specials and already hit max because we're so high level. All right, I'm going to, just to be safe, just in case something decides to Mach Punch us, I'm going to go ahead and do the X defends. And we're going to use this X accuracy so we don't miss. Heal to be safe. And then it should be an easy win from here. So it looks like we are going to get the sub 230.
That's exciting.
I could use Surf here too, because like it's a lot of ground bonds, but we have so much special attack now that I could just mash A. Wow, Karen was scarier than Red.
Wow. Oh, there's your friend, Keys.
It's my friend.
That's perfect.
And time. All right.
All right.
Not bad.
Just under 228.
Bad.
Yep.
So another neat thing about this mod is there's a lot of numbers and stuff here. You can see a lot of the stats. It's kind of similar to how like Link to the Past handles it. So we can see what our stats are. So apparently this Houndoom was very, very good offensively, and that's it. We had max special. We had almost max attack. Our speed did not exist. And then the Porygon that we had earlier had no attack, which explains everything. Everything. Oh, that Celebi had a max special too. All right, well, that's full item randomizer. That was fun.
That was fun. Do you have any final shoutouts, Keys?
My final shoutouts are probably just going to be thanks for hanging out, everyone. Stick around because our good pal Amerlin has his show coming up, so there's more Hotfix content. Don't go anywhere. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Well, speaking of more good Hotfix content as well, too, this Thursday, you do want to watch the first step, especially if you enjoyed today's run. Again, I don't want to steal too much thunder, but just, again, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern, the first step. Keys will be there. Habs will be there as well. Please be sure y'all catch that. And as Keys said also, this is not the end of our programming tonight. Coming up next, please stay tuned for the co-op Resident Evil on Aimbot right after the break. Take it away, Amy.